My name is Kevin Murphy, and this is my final design project for the Adult Learning Theory course with Dr. Brenda Banning. My project is going to be an informal design challenge in which we'll look at enhancing the visitor experience to visitors at the Capitol Visitor Center up on Capitol Hill here in Washington, D.C. One of the things we need to look at as instructional designers is the needs analysis, the learner traits, and the context. In an informal learning experience, some of these can be challenging. In this particular case, the needs are that right now visitors come to the Capitol Visitor Center, the CVC, and they passively wait for their tour. They do not take full advantage of a number of educational or cultural opportunities that exist within the CVC. Specifically, there are 14 statues that are in the CVC that tell stories about various states that have donated them. Each state actually has the opportunity to donate 2 statues each to the Capitol, and they are positioned throughout the Capitol building. 14 of them, again, along with the Statue of Freedom, are in the CVC. So this particular challenge is trying to figure out how we can enhance that experience for the visitors versus from passively sitting there, kind of checking their phones, maybe visiting the Statue of Freedom. But sometimes they wait anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes. So let's see what we can do. And there's the gap. There's the need for this particular challenge. The learner characteristics are challenging because really the visitor can be anyone. They can be from any country. They can be of any age. They can have any background. They can have different technology skills and lots of different experiences. So for instructional designers, this creates a challenge for us. In this particular case, I've come up with the idea of using augmented reality and developing an app that will take advantage of this time and enhance the visitor experience. Again, 14 statues are present in the CVC, Emancipation Hall. When we look at Emancipation Hall, it's about the size of a football field. Here it is. You can see the various statues. Here are some of them kind of located around the area. This is where people are waiting, again, from anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes before they enter those lines that you see there and begin their tour. The tour will then take them up into the Capitol Dome itself and visit other aspects of the Capitol. But here's an opportunity for us to kind of get into some of these statues. And what I'm going to do is kind of really focus in on one statue from Arizona, Father Eusebio Kino. Let me get to him in a little bit. The adult learning theory, when we start to think about how we can enhance this visitor experience, really think about this idea in the very broadest context of humanism. When we think about humans having that potential for growth, they are free to make choices and determine their behavior. We really do see this idea of choice inherent in their being in the Capitol Visitor Center. We see them self-directing. They're, again, choosing to be in the Capitol area, visiting the Capitol Visitor Center and the Capitol amongst so many different choices that they have here in D.C. Ultimately, there's an intrinsic motivation that they are going to get from this informal learning experience. The intrinsic reward is usually an end in and of itself. It's internal to the person and tends to be grounded in challenge, curiosity, and mastery. It's really this curiosity that we can take advantage of when they're waiting there in the CVC. A couple of other adult learning theories that we can apply here really apply to motivation and the motivation of these visitors taking advantage of this app that we provide them. One of them was the self-concept. Again, they're in charge of their learning. They are determining their choices. They're ready to learn. Yeah, they're on vacation, but they are here in D.C. and they're visiting all of these sites that are related to the history and the government of their nation, or if they're from another part of the country, looking to see what they can learn about our nation through this. And again, they're internally motivated. They're visiting here. They made a reservation, or they may have just walked in off the street, but they, again, chose to be here. We can also look at Keller's ARCS theory of motivation. Again, motivation is going to be the key for a successful design in designing this app for their visit. We have to grab their attention. We have to figure out how we can get them to click on the app and inspire them to learn more. We need to make it relevant to their experience. And I think by providing a little bit of extra information giving them something that they can do anywhere from 5 to 15 to 20 minutes, whatever it might be, allowing them to engage with as many statues or as few statues as they choose. We can make the app and design the app using augmented reality in a very simple way that anyone with any phone can access, maybe by scanning a QR code or something like that, that then takes them into the app, that then takes them into this enhanced experience. And if done well, the enhanced learning experience will improve the satisfaction and add to their overall visitor experience. So when we look at this particular statue, here again is Father Eusebio Francisco Kino, donated by Arizona. We can see that a visitor might stop by this particular statue, maybe read the blurb that's at the bottom, maybe note some of the other artifacts that the artist has included in the statue. We see the cactus, we see an astrolabe, we see a crucifix, we see the hand and blessing, but they don't really understand any of the story behind that. So what this particular app would do using augmented reality would help this statue come alive and tell the story of Father Kino to the visitor themselves. So here's a statue. The user might go ahead and scan a QR code, or augmented reality might be on the app and recognize Father Kino. We might highlight the astrolabe in some kind of animated fashion, bringing the astrolabe to life, instructing them to touch on the astrolabe. The next step might be bringing the astrolabe into focus and then kind of adding in some information, telling them what it is. Astrolabes were used by explorers to find their way. Father Kino was not just a missionary, but he was an explorer. We can then kind of change the whole view and the viewpoint. We can move the astrolabe from his left hand to his right, put him in a night sky, and kind of add a little bit more information about Father Kino. We can then maybe add or highlight a different aspect of the statue, looking at a different artifact. Here, the cactus. Again, it's from Arizona, bringing forward the cactus, maybe providing some information on the cactus, or just really going into, here's a picture of the American Southwest. And again, this gives the user a little bit of a different experience in engaging with Father Kino. It takes a couple of minutes, maybe they're ready for their tour, maybe they're ready to do something else, but it's an opportunity for them to go a little bit further while they're waiting. If they wanted to learn more about Father Kino, we can also add a link that would give them additional resources. Otherwise, they can move on to the next statue. Evaluating informal learning creates a number of difficulties because it's informal. I'm not giving them a quiz, I'm not giving them a test. When we are creating the app, when we're doing the formative evaluation as part of the instructional design process, we want to make sure that we do go ahead and create a cross-section of potential users in our testing group. We want to keep touch with the educational and museum SMEs as well to make sure that we are creating a visitor experience that enhances the overall experience for those visitors. In the end, the summative evaluation might take advantage of some of the metadata that's being created as the users are utilizing the app or engaging with the app. We can go ahead and, if they're using the CVC Wi-Fi, we can go ahead and further collect metadata that can be compared to visitor volume and kind of get a sense for how many users on a particular time period or particular day utilize the app. We can go ahead and ask users to add in some additional anonymous information that we can then use, like where are they from, what their age might be. And we can also keep an eye on social media feedback and comments that they might leave on the CVC website and kind of collect that data. But overall, we're looking to enhance the overall visitor experience in an informal way, finding a way to utilize augmented reality to motivate the users to engage more with the statues and that are there in the CVC while they wait for their tour.